if you're wanting to work on your mental health, start a health and fitness journey. You think those two don't go hand in hand, but they really do.
Yeah, and I think the biggest mistake you can make is thinking you have to be mentally strong before you start a health and fitness journey, and not realizing that the health and fitness journey restores your mental health. It restores your emotional health, right? People always want to wait. That day's never going to come. You got to be the one that gets up and does it. Otherwise, how is your mental health going to improve if every day you told yourself you're going to do something and you don't do it?
Yeah.
Right? You got to put the action in, and that fixes the mental health. That's what people don't understand.
Yeah. Think about a friend. Like, let's say you're going to meet your friend at a coffee shop, and every time they say, I'm going to meet you tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and you show up at 10 o'clock and they don't show up. And you're kind of disappointed in them. And then the next day you reschedule and you do it again, they don't show up. You start to lose trust in that friend because you're like, you're not showing up for our coffee date. The same thing applies to you. If day in and day out, you are not keeping your word to yourself, you're not showing up for yourself, how are you ever going to trust yourself? That's why your health and fitness journey, once you're committed to something, day in, day out, you go to the gym, you eat healthy, you drink your water, you get your steps in, you start to rebuild trust with yourself. You start to work on your confidence, your resilience. All that sacrifice that you're making is actually a spiritual practice that is happening underneath the surface that you don't even realize.
I think day by day, you're either becoming more mentally weak or you're becoming more mentally stronger based on if you hold your word to yourself. That's literally all that matters. Your self-dialogue, holding your word to yourself. And when that mental health starts kind of breaking apart, you're going to go down a downward spiral that could last months to years. And that's when people get stuck, right?
Yeah.
Like, people see each other every wedding and they look worse and worse. Or you see someone every time and they look better and better. Someone's glowing and someone seems like they're deflated. Like, it's all comes down to, did you just hold your word to yourself and do a couple small things?
Yeah. And I think that even when you hold your word to yourself, other people respect you more.
Yeah.
Suddenly they look at you differently. Like, this person has improved their life in so many other ways. They're healthier, they're more fit. And then naturally, maybe their work or their business improved, their family life improved. And the outsiders that are looking in, they see you and they say, hey, I respect that. And everything starts to change.
And I don't care what you say. I think in the Punjabi community, first impressions matter. They are everything. Like, our community is so vain as well, right? We always wear gold, our hair, suits, everything is so like glamorous. So if you're someone that everyone can tell is not taking care of yourself, they know that deep inside, you're not taking care of your mental health, your emotional health, and people don't respect you as much. It just is what it is. I don't care what you say in this day and age. Someone that looks good and is put together is going to get more respect out of a room than anyone else.
Yeah, that's true. That's facts.
It's facts, right?
But what about being fit and healthy? It's not glamorous, right?
No,
Even though whatever you see online, like these cool reels of people working out and getting fit, like, it looks good, but it's not that glamorous.
I think you have to be okay with boredom, and you have to be okay with doing repetitive things day in and day out. People think being healthy and fit is like, I don't know, climbing Grouse Mountain and like screaming at the top of the mountain, right? Like something like that. It's not. It's just waking up and eating something when you don't want to eat.
Yeah.
It's packing oatmeal and opening a oat milk and doing things that are just like so mundane and boring. And while your kids are screaming and you're still gonna do what you gotta do, that's healthy and fit. Like, you have to almost think of being healthy and fit as just having a bulletproof mind, right? Like, everyone's trying to get at you, people are gossiping, kids are screaming, your work is stressful, and you're just like, I'm still gonna do what I gotta do today. That's healthy. That's fit. It's nothing glamorous. It's not knowing the newest recipes. I know we share recipes, but like, it's not doing these out of box crazy things.
Yeah. The glamorous part comes after, when you're starting to see the results. Maybe you've lost some weight, your clothes fit better, and now an event has come and you walk into that event and you feel like a G.
Yeah. Like, literally one night of you feeling amazing takes 3 or 4 weeks of you putting work in. People want fast results, right? As fast as you can look at their phone and doom scroll, that's how people think of fitness and health, is like, kind of get it fast. Nothing that's worth it is easy, right? That's what people don't understand, especially in our community.
What happens when somebody is going through perimenopause?
It's a real thing that's going to dramatically affect your ability to stay in shape. Think of it as like before menopause, the check engine light comes on, right? If at this point you don't start taking care of yourself as a female, especially in a Punjabi household, you don't start doing some strength training, you don't maintain that level of composure and working on your mental health and eating right, you don't start putting the foundation together, your foundation falls apart. You cannot wait till you go get into menopause before you fix this. At that point, you're going to be in a deep hole. So at perimenopause, what's happening is your hormones are changing, your energy is dipping, maybe brain fog is coming in, the way your body processes insulin and handles carbs, it's not as the way your body handles insulin, process of carbs is not as efficient as it used to be. So the things you're doing before isn't going to work anymore. So you actually need a plan around this. You need high protein meals. You need some strength training. You need to do the right things now so that when menopause comes in, it doesn't literally take you out.
I think some women are losing their minds because you're thinking, how come a few years ago I was doing what I wanted, I was working out, I was eating healthy-ish, and I was still really fit. And now suddenly I'm doing the same things and I'm gaining weight. And now suddenly I can't sleep and I'm more stressed out. I'm more short with my family. Like there's more things that are happening. And there is a scientific reason behind all of this.
Yeah, and I think me being a guy, I can be a lot more understanding and compassionate of women that are struggling through this. As a male like myself, we have no excuse not to be healthy and fit. We don't go through these hormonal storms, right? Where out of nowhere you get hit with all these different changes. As a female, it's so much more complicated. They're the most understudied segment that people look at. Like there is you need to have a lot more research and a lot more of a precise plan to help women out because they are struggling.
Yeah.
If they don't get the right guidance, their identity falls apart after a while.
Yeah. Like nobody prepared us for this. Nobody talked about perimenopause, menopause. Like our moms didn't really talk about it. Doctors don't talk about it. Our husbands have no idea about it. We don't even know about it. And so it's kind of like you're stuck in this chaos because nobody's talking about it and you have to kind of figure it out on your own. And it's really tough.
Yeah, it's really tough. And I think the toughest part is if you don't get the help you need, like brain fog, energy dips, cravings, it's going to make everything so much more difficult. If you already feel like you're stuck in your body, right? And you should never have to feel like you're stuck in your body. If you feel like you're stuck in your body right now, like just from me dealing with all of my clients, the number one tip they have is I wish I started sooner. I wish I worked on this when I was 40, when I was mid 40s, because the women that wait longer, it's like a steam cooker just building up steam. One day something's gonna just fall apart. And at that point, regret is gonna sink in. So as a female, get yourself on track as soon as you can.
Yeah. Like if you think about it, when you're pregnant, you have all this guidance, right? You have a lot of providers, you have doctors, there's nurses, and everybody helping you out when you're pregnant. That's a really big hormonal change that your whole body is going through. And next to puberty and postpartum, perimenopause and menopause is up there with the hormonal changes that your body is going through.
Yeah, I mean, you have postpartum, perimenopause, menopause. You have this trifecta that women have to go through in life. And that's a very tough 3 chapters. And each chapter gets harder and harder.
Yeah, it will get harder and harder if you don't get the support you need or you're not educated about it. We can actually change the narrative and make this a more enjoyable experience. This could be an experience where you get your power back. Yeah. This could be an experience where it's a becoming of a new person, right? A 2.0 version of you. It doesn't mean that, oh, I have hormones, I'm a woman and this sucks and guys have it easier than me. No, it doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah, I think the storm is coming and you can embrace the storm and use the rain to plant some new seeds and a new garden for your life, or you can use the storm to kind of just cause a lot of chaos, and it's up to you how you want to respond to it.
One of my absolute favorite quotes, it's by Rumi, is the wound is where the light will enter you, right? So the tough time that you're going through, this wound, this pain that you're going through, embrace it. Because that's where the light will come through, but you have to embrace it. I think being South Asian, being Punjabi, and just being brown in general, one of the toughest things as a woman is the lead up to events like weddings or events or social gatherings, because if you don't look the absolute best, you best believe there is going to be somebody, maybe an auntie, that's going to come up to you and she's going to put you down. She's going to say something, then she's going to smile, and then she's going to walk away. And that shit messes you up, man, for so many days.
Yeah, I think there's too much pressure when it comes to females in wedding season, and that pressure ain't gonna go anywhere, right? These weddings aren't going anywhere. You are expected to show up and look your best, and it's a really tough spot to be in when you feel not good about yourself, you don't feel good in your skin, and you're hiding behind photos. It's tough. I sympathize with women because you're put under a microscope during wedding season, right? You're taking care of everyone else, you're making everyone's foods, and now a wedding season comes around, you're supposed to look like, this magical being. Like, that's just not gonna happen. You gotta, people have to take it easy on each other.
Yeah, and I think it's hard because you can actually even be the most fit person in the room, and then they'll say, you look really skinny now.
There's no winning. There's no winning.
There is no winning.
Right? I think the number one thing is, do you feel good in your own skin? As long as you feel good in your own skin, who cares about anyone else's opinion? You have to get the best skill I can give everyone is work on taking something in one year and out the other year.
Yeah.
When you let people and everyone around you bring you down, you're giving them power for no reason. Don't give anyone power, but also don't put expectations that no one's going to come up to you and say anything.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in. You got to be someone that can just go through it and kind of ride the waves.
And remember that somebody can only trigger you if there is something in your heart that you've been pushing down. So if somebody commented on your appearance in a not so good way and it really triggered you, maybe there's something deep within you where okay, I've been putting off my health, right? Maybe that's why it triggered me so much.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is you're never gonna have someone come to you and put you down if they feel amazing and comfortable in their own skin. You're only gonna have someone that hates themselves come up to you and try and get you to stoop to their level. Yeah. So give someone compassion, right? Just think, wow, this person's in a lot of pain in their heart that they're trying to bring me down. Yeah. I think you always gotta look at the world as the glass half full, not half empty.
Yeah.